Live from the station taking action for you, this is ABC Action News.
It's not an intentional act. I'm not saying it is, but I'm saying it is that you got to be responsible for your kids. And you can't leave them in the car for 8 hours and let their body temperature get to 108 degrees and they die.
Right now on ABC Action News Weekend Edition, a devastating story this morning. Authorities investigate the death of a toddler after his father left him in a hot car all day. We've got the events that led up to the Hillsborough County firefighter who left his child in that truck.
Plus, 2 people arrested after a clash between protesters and police. Why they say they just wanted answers from Hillsborough County deputies and for the sheriff to resign.
Plus, if you have a Samsung Galaxy phone, there's another warning this morning. Stop charging it or stop using it completely. We'll run down what's going on.
And also this morning, you may want to rethink that 5-second rule. You know, when you drop the food on the ground and you think it's still okay to eat. Well, researchers say you need to know a few things first. I just did that this morning, as a matter of fact.
Drop food on the ground
Yes.
and picked it up?
No, but I didn't put it in my mouth, though. It already had the hair on it. You know, when it has that one piece of hair. Just saying, it's pretty disgusting.
Hey, it is 6 o'clock on a Saturday. We're glad you're with us. I'm Lindsay Lowe.
And I'm Rodney Dunigan, in for James Telly. Hopefully you weren't eating breakfast right now. We'll get to all of the day's news in just a moment. But first, Bill Logan with Florida's most accurate and tasty forecast.
Yes. Yeah, when you get hair on it, the 5-second rule's out.
It's out.
Zero, 0-second rule.
You could do.
If it doesn't have hair, you can go up to 15 seconds, especially if it's chocolate.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
There you go.
We've got a chocolatey day today. It's going to be nice and sweet.
Well, this morning we're learning new information about just how far the Bay Area woman you see right here was willing to go to get custody of her kids. Rachel Leahy was arrested in a murder-for-hire plot in Manatee County. We're now learning she was initially wanting to have her ex-husband kidnapped and sold as a sex slave overseas. She also allegedly told the hitman she had another person in mind that she wanted him to kill. Now, saying that person actually owed her money. Now, Rachel Leahy is currently in the Manatee County Jail on a $100,000 bond.
No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace!
And then this story, a clash between protesters and officers unfolding in the middle of Ybor City. It landed 2 people in jail. One of those protesters faces 3 counts of battery on a law enforcement officer. The marchers demanded justice for Lavanya Riggins, who was killed in a deputy-involved shooting late last month. The demonstrators wanted answers from the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office. They also want the sheriff to resign and for the deputy who fired his weapon to face charges.
We're here to get this attention brought to this situation because apparently no one behind us in this building is hearing us and no one is downtown is hearing us.
And the deputy involved in that shooting is on paid administrative leave this morning. The state attorney's office is investigating that case. All new this morning, check this out. This man you see right here behind bars after leading deputies on a chase spanning 3 counties just last night. The Pasco County Sheriff's Office arrested 25-year-old John Byrne. The case started in Tarpon Springs and went from Pinellas to Pasco and Hillsborough counties. Police were trying to conduct a felony stop. Officers say Byrne was a passenger in that car. They say he then jumped out and ran to a swamp area near Veterans Village. Police say he then stole a minivan and spun into a ditch. Luckily, no one was hurt. Well, it may seem strange, but nearly 15 years after the 9/11 attacks, the United States is still under a national emergency. And President Obama recently extended that order for another year. President George W. Bush first declared the national emergency 3 days after the attack in 2001. President Obama has renewed it each year since and says it needs to continue because the terrorist threat continues. Now, this national emergency designation gives the president broad powers over the military. That includes calling up the National Guard and deploying them overseas. And the president can also choose to hire and fire military leaders at will.
Live from the station taking action for you, this is ABC Action News.
An update this morning on a fire at a mosque in Fort Pierce. The surveillance video that could be key in that arson investigation.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
Wow.
Yeah, wow was right. Anger against Ryan Lochte spills onto the dance floor at Dancing with the Stars. We're going to hear from Lochte and his partner, plus what people are saying about this online. tell you, it's shocking. It's surprising. We've all been talking about it this morning. Good morning, and thanks for waking up with ABC.
And of course, I guess we're having a better morning this morning than Ryan Lochte.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it was
a rough
scary.
year for him.
He didn't really know what to say. He was like speechless.
I think the crowd was too.
He says he's hurt, so we should all feel bad for him.
Right. Let's get a look right now at weather and traffic together. First of all, any problems out there on the road?
Yeah, no major problems on the roads. We're looking good right now.
Good. All right. How about weather?
Weather looks, well, not so great. I'll tell you what. Right now, it's good.
Rodney.
All right, thank you very much, Chanel. And of course, now to the mess surrounding Ryan Lochte. Some pretty tense moments last night on Dancing with the Stars as protesters rushed the stage after Olympic gold medalist Ryan Lochte's first dance.
It all happened on live TV during the critique. Now, obviously, this is going crazy on social media right now. During the chaos, you could hear Judge Carrie Ann Inaba telling the protester to back off.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
Wow.
And that video there posted to Twitter shows security holding at least one person down on stage. And then video from outside the studio shows two men in handcuffs. They were wearing T-shirts with an anti-Lochte symbol. On the dance floor, Lochte appeared to be pretty shocked, and so was his partner, Cheryl Burke.
You were scared.
I'm still shocked. I thought, like Ryan said, I thought it was a joke. I turned around and I just heard a bunch of people. I thought they were cheering his name. And then I see Dave, our security guard, just throw him to the floor, and then I realized it wasn't a joke, and I was just shocked. I mean, didn't know if they were, had anything, or, if they had a gun. I don't even know what would happen. Honestly, it's just, I'm still shocked.
Lochte has come under fire for admittedly exaggerating what he called an armed robbery in Rio. His drunken night out has cost him millions in endorsements and a 10-month ban on the U.S. swim team. He says he's just trying to put it all behind him.
I've changed and I want to become a better person, and I came out here, I did something totally different, and I had fun doing it, and I'm going to keep moving forward, so keep moving forward and having fun.
Some people who offered messages of support on social media. However, there were plenty of jokes like these two tweets we found. One guy tweeted, Ryan Lochte will appear on Dancing with the Stars. It's going to be awkward when he gets voted off, and says he was robbed. Ouch. Well, how about this one? The two guys who rushed Lochte were offered 2 spots for season 24 of Dancing with the Stars. So obviously Ryan Lochte has plenty of fans, but also plenty of people who simply don't care. And this morning, investigators are looking into a fire at a popular South Tampa restaurant.
Firefighters were called to Bella's Italian Cafe on South Howard Avenue around 11 o'clock last night. They evacuated the building and they were able to put out the fire in about 30 minutes, and nobody was hurt. We're still waiting to find out about any damage there. Another fire damaged that same restaurant last year. Bella's had to shut down last April, and staff had to spend Easter cleaning up.
Now to an update on a story we first told you about as breaking news yesterday morning. Investigators are looking into a fire at a Fort Pierce Islamic Center as a hate crime. Orlando nightclub shooter Omar Mateen once attended that mosque. The St. Lucie County Sheriff's Office says that surveillance video right here shows a white or Hispanic man walking towards that building holding a bottle containing liquid and some paper. You can actually see him running away from that mosque just moments before a big flash from the building. He left on a motorcycle with a low seat and high handlebars.
The message that we want to send to the public is that an attack on any house of worship is an attack on all houses of worship.
And the timing of that fire made investigators very suspicious, given the 15th anniversary of the September 11th attacks and the beginning of the Feast of the Sacrifice Muslim holiday. A 2-month-old baby is in DCF custody right now after Miami police found the baby in the back seat of a car with 2 adults passed out in the front. Now, there will be a hearing today to determine who will take custody of that baby. Officials are saying they overdosed on heroin. Both adults are in a Miami hospital. Now, this incident is the second one like this in just a matter of days. Check out this picture here. You can see a 4-year-old sitting in the back seat of a van while his parents passed out in the front. This all happened after an overdose in Ohio on Friday. That photo went viral. Well, for the first time, we're hearing the frantic moments inside a hospital. It had just been evacuated. Listen to this.
We have no way of getting any medication or pulling supplies or anything, so I need you guys to get up here or send someone up here, please.
And hospital staff and patients made several calls the evening of August 31st. Hospital officials believe a lightning strike knocked out the power and the backup system, starting an electrical fire in the generator room. More than 200 patients were transferred from Regional Medical Center Bayonet Point to other hospitals. Emergency services requested help from other departments. They say it took 3 days to figure out who showed up and with what, which is why they're looking at improving their mutual aid requests in the future. But they said it didn't impact patient transfers that night.
Making sure we do a better job in the future of getting exactly what resource we have coming and actually identifying it. You know, is it Hillsborough County Rescue 21? We need to get to that level of detail in the future.
Now, ABC Action News contacted hospital staff for a comment about the 911 calls. They wrote in part, "We are very proud of the immediate, calm, professional, and patient-centered focus that our team demonstrated in each of their calls to 911 and throughout the course of that evacuation." Well, the city of St. Petersburg is showing off the latest plans for the Pier District this week, and they're also still looking for public input. Now, there will be 3 open houses. The first is tonight at 6 p.m. at Roberts Recreation Center. There will be another meeting tomorrow at the J.W. Cate Recreation Center, and there will also be a meeting next week. City staff and members of the Pier Design team will speak and then open the floor for discussion. Each meeting is expected to take about an hour and a half.
Live from the station taking action for you, this is ABC Action News.
Why a woman hired a hitman to kill her ex-husband and how deputies caught her, coming up.
And then the Coast Guard rescues a boater desperately trying to save his sinking boat, while a plastic cup was his only option to stay afloat.
And good morning. We begin this morning in Manatee County, where in just a few hours, a woman will face a judge after deputies say she hired a hitman to take out her ex-husband.
But that hitman was really an undercover detective. ABC Action News reporter Ashley Yore is live at the sheriff's office this morning. Ashley, we were hoping to learn a whole lot more about what led up to her arrest later today.
That's your news.
All right, thank you, Ashley. And turning now to Polk County, the man accused of a deadly shooting at a Lakeland dollar store last Sunday is expected in court later today. Deputies say Victor Manns killed 21-year-old Jeffrey Morrow. Morrow was with a friend who was trying to sell something online. They both met Victor Manns at that dollar store, but deputies say Manns snatched the item that was up for sale and simply ran off. When Morrow and his friend chased him, deputies say he shot Morrow.
Rodney, back over to you.
All right, thank you very much, Bill. And Winter Haven police want your help catching 3 men who broke a glass window to get into a Radio Shack. You see the video here. Police say they stole phones and other electronics just last week. They were in that store for less than 2 minutes. Anyone with information should contact Crime Stoppers. And prisons across Florida are on high alert right now. A nationwide prison strike is planned for today. Now, earlier this week, hundreds of prisoners in the Panhandle rioted. The Holmes Correctional Institution went into lockdown Wednesday night. Hundreds of inmates took over dorm rooms and caused major damage. Thankfully, no one was seriously hurt. Officers believe that riot is connected to the strike. Prisoners say they are protesting against inhumane and violent treatment. And I want you guys to take a minute right now to take a look at this video. This boater, lucky to be alive this morning. It shows a man desperately trying to scoop out water out of his boat simply using a plastic cup. Now, the boat started taking on water Thursday afternoon about 12 miles away from Johns Pass. A Coast Guard helicopter from Clearwater dropped a pump to that man to help get that water out. He had one on the boat, but it stopped working. Now, the water was just a ½ inch from the boat's battery. Officials say if the man had stopped that boat, he would have been in the water when they showed up. He and his boat are now safe back home in Treasure Island. Still to come this morning, one of the largest banks in the nation hit with a scandal, the massive fine against Wells Fargo for opening millions of unauthorized accounts in order to satisfy sales goals.
And then people learn from their mistakes, or do they? We're in